If you've ever felt stuck between unreliable grid power and the overwhelming idea of going fully off-grid, you are not alone. We've been there. We're there right now. Power blinks off, the bill spikes up, and suddenly we're wondering, is there a better way to do this? This is the Vatrer 51.2 volt 100 amp hour lithium solar battery, and today we're going to pop the hood on it, showing you what's inside and walking you through how we're using it to take control of our power one step at a time.
Under that wide open Arkansas sky.
Alright guys, so if you've been following us, you already know nothing on this homestead happens overnight. We building this piece by piece, one decision at a time. Some days it's electrical work and some days it's framing. And some days we only get to feeding the animals. Guys, lately we have been running into different kinds of stress. We've got that grid power that cuts in and out, those bills that keep on rising, and equipment that just doesn't seem to run right when we need it most. So what's that mean for us? It's time for us to do something about it. And that is where this comes in. This is the Vatrer 51.2 volt 100 amp hour life PO4 battery. And today we're going to pop the hood on it. Not because we are going to understand everything that we see. Some of you may. But one thing we can all understand is quality. And we're also going to share with you how we're going to power a big part of our life off the grid using this equipment. Alright, so we're going to introduce you to the Vatrer 51.2 volt 100 amp hour life PO4 battery. This unit holds 5.12 kilowatt hours of power. It's designed to replace 4 12 volt lithium batteries, or even 8 AGMs in series. But what caught our attention, guys, was not just the specs. It's the simplicity and its clean design. This unit has no clutter, real-world energy storage. Don't just open this up just to see the batteries inside. This one isn't even connected yet. It is safe and powered down. And if you don't know what you're doing, make sure you leave it sealed. So together we can open this one up and we can learn what's inside and out. And it may possibly help you feel more confident too. Alright guys, before we pop the hood on this baby, I just want to mention we've been working this one step at a time. We've gotten as far as attaching solar panels outside. We bought extra long cords so that we can bring that power inside. And our very next step is going to be where to store this stuff. There's a few more components that we're going to need to be able to use this equipment. We'll go over a little bit of that here shortly. What we would like is not to feel pressured or feel controlled by the power companies, guys. So we're going to take some control, and this is the very first big step that we're taking to our whole home solar solution. Alright guys, if you find yourself as curious as we are and you really want to find out what's inside of this thing after I show you, just make sure you're using great caution, because this is a very strong battery filled with lots of juice, and it will ruin your day. So be very careful if you do. Otherwise, let's just check out what I got going on in here, guys. I've been working with electrical for a few years now. I feel pretty confident that I'm not going to touch the things I'm not supposed to touch. Plus, the tools that I have are designed for this. They're insulated tools. We're going to be safe. Right, guys? One thing I had mentioned was about the power company being able to come onto our land. Well, we have, guys, we have 3 easements on our land. That means the power company has access to 3 areas on our property which we have no choice over. And when it comes to freedom, I don't feel like that really offers much in the way of a sense of freedom. For me, I feel like other people have the right to come onto my land. And I'm not opposed to it because I'm on the grid. But I also want to be able to feel like I have the choice, right? Don't take my choice from me. Alright, so one of the greatest reasons I feel this way, guys, is not because I necessarily am concerned about the power company coming onto our land. What we had encountered one time was some people driving on our land spraying poison. And there was some kind of a notice that was sent out, but not everybody reads those things, and neither should they have to. You should be able to trust that things like that aren't happening on your property. But if you don't read the fine print, you are subjected to all that. And our dogs were running around in it. We had no idea what they were doing until they said, "Oh no, you should probably not let your dogs over here." Little too late for that, guys. You know what I'm saying? Guys, we coming out here to improve our lives. I want to feel like I have a say, guys. And this type of equipment is going to do that for me. I'll have a say. All right, guys, so this is a server rack style battery. It is stackable. It comes with brackets right here, guys, side mounting brackets that you can put on either side and slide it in to a server rack and bolt it, or you can stand them on end, right? Stack them side by side. I'm pretty sure you're going to want to have a little bit of airflow. That makes sense for everything in life. Everything likes a little bit of air, baby. So you want to make sure you're setting it up correctly, but the Vatrer has made it very simple and gave you options. It doesn't have to be installed one specific way. So one thing I must mention is here on It's All Grady, we have very little experience with solar. What we do have some experience with is the portable solar solutions. Guys, we have a lot of those units that are portable backup power units and the portable solar panels. This is very exciting for us. It is a huge step in the right direction for us to be able to reap the rewards of taking charge of our life, baby. One nice thing about this battery, guys, this company has brought in their equipment at a budgetary price without compromising quality. I could tell you it came out in this big styrofoam box right here packed in. I'm keeping that styrofoam, guys. That is a sweet piece. It keeps it packed just in case we ever have to travel anywhere. I will be able to travel with it. It came with the connection cables, came with the mounting brackets, came with a user's manual and a card for a warranty card, right? And it came out with some sweet swag. Let's just check this out before I pop the hood, guys, because this is what you put on your bumper, baby. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Oh, man, they gave me all kinds of swag. Look at that. Ooh, fishing, my favorite. All right, here we go. All right, guys, I get a little excited about a sticker, but the sticker's not what sells it, right? We about to find out. Why are these so popular? I think it has something to do with its budgetary price. You know what I mean? Here we go, guys. You ready? When you take these apart, be very careful. It is electricity, guys. You do not want to accidentally bump anything. So the first thing I notice inside of this case, guys, it's got like some real nice styrofoam or foam rubber pads to help hold everything down. I can see that it lines up on these here, right, which is some steel plates that go across. Obviously, it's to hold the batteries in place, but we'll know a little bit more about that once we get inside of it. Another thing that I noticed when I open this up, you guys can look inside here, everything is clean. It is clean. Man, these guys did a really good job. All right, guys, so there's like a plastic lining. I'm assuming underneath here is a string of batteries. We'll tell you a little bit about those as soon as we get this popped open. We can point out some of the components inside of here. Yeah, just a quick mention, Vatrer doesn't only make solar batteries, guys, for your solar solutions. They also make ones for your campers and for your golf carts, man. They're battery specialists. Yeah, so we're super excited that they're sponsoring us. We've been kind of putting this stuff off for a while, right? Because we're a little bit intimidated by it. It's sometimes this uncomfortable conversation to have because we know so very little about them. But one thing we do know is we're not real happy with the way we've been living. A lot of people spent a lot of time trying to find their way on a grid. And here we are, baby, trying to find our way off of it. Oh yeah. Woo, look at that. All right, what are we looking at here, guys? First and foremost, I just want to point out how clean it is. Look at that. That is orderly. Everything has a nice direction. Everything is like connected and strapped down and connected together, and it looks good. A couple of things I definitely know I can mention about here, guys. Up underneath all of these bars right here, these are like busing bars, right? It's connecting the batteries, right? And the batteries that are in this are the same ones they use in the electric vehicles, guys. These are quality batteries. And one of the things I did notice on the research is some of these batteries, guys, they come out, and when a battery goes bad, it's very difficult to fix it. A lot of times you have to replace the whole thing. Well, Vatrer, they made it so that you can actually take a battery out and drop a new one in this, because all of these posts on the buses here, guys, are threaded posts, right? You can see here threaded posts with a nut on it, and they're marked, so you can see that they use some sort of a turn of the nut method here to torque them down, right? But the biggest thing is from my understanding, a lot of times these are welded, so when a battery goes bad, you're going to have some skill to replace it. These ones here, you can remove the bolts. All of this stuff comes out, and I really almost want to take more of it out, but I'm not actually going to, because I don't think we have to, right? We can actually see what's going on in here. Here's some little cross brackets to hold the whole section down. Up underneath here, guys, there's battery after battery slid in here, right? And they're all linked together. These are grade A prismatic Life PO4 cells. Same ones used in EVs. They're compact, balanced, and connected to the Vatrer built-in BMS. That BMS is what keeps everything safe. It prevents overcharging, overheating, shorts, and all the stuff that can ruin a good off-grid system. It's also got a one-touch breaker switch right here. If your load pulls too much current, it shuts down automatically to protect everything. And check this out, dual terminals on both sides, so you can distribute power evenly and reduce heat during heavy use. Now, inside this BMS are sensors doing quiet work you don't really see. They're constantly checking voltage, temperature, current, making sure nothing's running too hot or pulling too much power. Think of it like the battery's nervous system. If something goes out of line, it cuts things off before damage can happen. That's the kind of thing you don't miss until you've fried a system without it. Alright, so one of the biggest risks with these batteries is overheating. Especially if you're pulling in heavy loads, or this is set up in a place that's kind of hot without great ventilation. And that's why this BMS includes temperature sensors. It's tucked right inside. You've got one on the top here, and you've got one in the front cavity. It tests and protects you from overheating and from operating in temperatures that are way too cold. These things constantly monitor the internal heat. And if it gets too hot, it shuts the system down automatically to prevent that thermal runaway or permanent damage. Come on, it's like having a smoke alarm built right in this baby. You hope that it never goes off, but we find great comfort in knowing that it's there. Alright guys, even though it's missing communication ports does not mean you still can't use it with your setup. You just have to set this up manually. It won't automatically register all the information. Alright guys, so this is the general location of where I vision Central Command to be. This is where I intend on storing all my power when I bring it in from outside and we connect it to the stuff that is required to be able to use this, which we are currently working on, because we ain't stopping here, baby. So one thing I do want to mention is, yes, I know it looks pretty sweet and cool, but man, I just want to say that when you touch it, you feel it, you look at it, I know the difference between quality. I may not totally understand all the workings of this type of equipment, but what I do understand is quality. And this is carrying it. It's got these nice little foldable handles, which I believe also act as a guard, a bump guard, because this would be on a server rack. So this stuff might be exposed, right? Or might be in a cabinet, but it gives you nice handles. And you can put the handles out of the way if you don't want them. Put them back up front. It is a very heavy battery. It weighs over 100 pounds, I believe. But that's how you get all that power, baby. Come on now. You guys ready to do this? I am so excited, man. Let's flick this thing on. You ready? Woo! We can't even do anything till we switch it on, baby. Bama lama. Okay, that's it. Now, if I've done something wrong, that's the end of this video. Okay, but as you can see, we still going, baby. Here we go. This is the exciting part. You ready? So now that I have it turned on, I'll be able to hook up that Bluetooth, because you can monitor this thing from your phone still. You can still monitor it. And you can also monitor it right from the unit itself. All right, let's see what we got going on here. 52%. I love when they send me that free energy. Plus, you don't really ever want to let your batteries run down too low anyways, man. Don't run it like a gas tank, man. These things can last for a long time if you take care of them, baby. Yeah, all right, let's see what we got on the front here, guys. It looks like we've got 0 current at the moment because we're not using it. It's just actually turned on, right? But it shows me right there, it's 52.77 volts, right? And the temperature is 78.4. I bet you I could take you out into our living room, show you our temperature thing out there. I'll bet you it's around 78 degrees. It's actually kind of warm in the house. But it'll probably never get much warmer than this in this area. So I feel confident with that temperature. Right now it looks to me like we could run us a pretty good 99.9 hours till it's empty. Woo! That's because these things use a little bit of electricity just to be turned on. That's how you monitor everything, right? So let's switch through. What do we got going on here? Touchscreen, I love it. I don't have to guess my way through this thing. It's not like a treasure map, man. They make it easy for us to figure out. What are we looking at here? It looks like we could turn the unit on for usage and for, guys, for charging it. And it also shows you how many cycles. So it appears that there's 1 cycle so far. Ready for this? Bam, I love the touch screen. And there it is. There is all the batteries, guys. There is 16 batteries in this baby, right? And it shows you here 3298, 3298. Look at this. I don't totally understand it, but I do understand that when you're running equipment like this and you've got multiple batteries, you want them to be as close in voltage as possible. And this allows you to keep an eye on the status of your batteries, because if one is not functioning properly, your system won't function properly. And you could actually damage components. So this is a great way to be able to keep an eye on what's going on. And if you are having a problem, it'll tell you. Number 5 is just a microfuzzinator more than the rest, which is within tolerance because it showed us that it was operating normally. So we can trust that it is. Yeah, so page 1 is all your general information, current, right? If we were using it, we would know how much current, right? Tells us voltage, tells us amps, right? Tells us how much time we've got left, on, off, right? Let's see here. Let's just go. Boom. It's off. Right now it's off. It's on. Locked. Ready? Watch this. Bam. Now we can't charge it from the solar, baby. But right now, Bama Lama, we can. But we're not hooked up, and it shows us normal status. Guys, we're really excited about getting a 48 volt inverter and an MPPT controller, charge controller, but that's coming down the chute. We're just really excited that we were able to take a step in the right direction. And this isn't just a step, guys. This is like a quantum leap, because it's not as hard to make power, but it is difficult to store it. Vatrer's got the answers for us, baby. It's compact, it's tough, and it has 5,000 charge cycles, guys. What's that mean? This is going to last us for years. All right, guys, you've seen it. We can check all the stats right here on the touch screen, and we also have access to it on the app, right? That way we can control things from afar. That's sweet. Time to shut her down. We'll just bring her back to the beginning page. We'll go ahead and shut it down. And then just for added additional safety, we'll throw the breaker. Now the entire system is shut down, and I'm feeling safe about it, guys. She's not going to sit here long before we're using the power in it. All right. All right, guys, just to reiterate, we are doing this one piece at a time. It's very exciting for us. We hope it's as exciting for you. Also knowing that you could do this as well, because we are not special at this in any way. We are building it one piece at a time, and we're building with a strong foundation, just like our brand new home. All right. All right, guys, so if you're interested in products like this, make sure you're checking out the links in our description below.